Hi, this is Kettner again. I recently did a video on finger picking and how to slowly get started on that. This video is for those of you that might be a little more advanced and have already learned some of those skills and would like to maybe take it to the next level. This is a progression I learned way back in the mid-1970s when I was in the Marine Corps. And I was in one of the Marine bands and I met a guy just one single time when I was stationed out in 29 Palms, and he showed me this progression, and it took my finger picking to a new level because it was a new skill I wasn't able to do. I'm going to play the progression once, then I'll explain what the chords are that I'm playing, and then explain the technique of how I put that together. So here's the chords. The form of the song, or the structure of the form, would be called A, B, A. Meaning the A section is 8 measures long. Then it repeats that same A section, that same 8 measures, and exactly the same. Then there's the B section, which is 8 measures long, but it's a contrasting idea. It's different chords, or a different order of the chords. And then it concludes with 8 measures again of the A section. So let me explain the A section first, and then I'll cover the B section. The chords I'm playing: C major 9, and then I slide the exact same shape up to the 7th fret, E flat major 9, D minor 9, D flat 7 sharp 9, C major 9. And this last chord that kind of turns around to get back to the A section, the easiest way to think of it is the top 4 strings, I'm playing an F chord, but I'm playing a G in the bass. So on a page it would say F/G, meaning an F chord with a G bass note. And there may be a lot of you that say, I don't know what a C major 9 is. You might be familiar with the C major 7. So let me back up. A C chord, you probably know that shape. If I pick up my index finger, so now the 2nd string is open, that's C major 7. Meaning the scale degrees we're playing are 1, 3, 5, 7. Well, to play a major 9, I have to switch the shape of my hand because I'm going to have to use more fingers. So I'm going to play my middle finger on the 5th string, 3rd fret, index finger, 4th string, 2nd fret, my pinky, 3rd string, 4th fret, and my ring finger, or 3rd finger, 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So the scale degrees, or the notes I'm playing here, C, E, B natural, D, or the scale degrees, 1, 3, 7, 9. That's why it's called a major 9. Rather than this shape, this shape. Now I understand if you've not played these chords, and if you're not use your pinky for chords, it may take a long time to integrate that. But this is the basic shape you need. Reason being, you could play it open like this, but sadly the next chord, instead of being on the 3rd and 2nd fret, I now have to go to the 6th and 5th fret, and that doesn't work open. So we need to play this 9th shape. The good news would be if you can play this shape here, I'm going to play that exact same shape. Here it was a C major 9. Now I'm going to slide up so my middle finger is on the 6th fret. It is now an flat major 9. So I won't tell you the notes, doesn't matter, but it's the exact same shape, just 4 frets higher. The next chord is called a D minor 9 chord. So without getting too complex, we're just going to use, again, the same 4 fingers. I'm going to put my middle finger or second finger, 5th fret of the 5th string, index, 3rd fret of the 4th string, 3rd finger, 5th fret of the 3rd string, and my pinky, my 4th finger, 5th fret of the 2nd string. So again, from lowest pitch to highest, 5, 3, 5, 5. And you'll notice on these shapes, I'm not hitting the 6th string or the 1st string. I'm going to explain that in a minute. So this sounds like, so you might know D minor 7. Or you can play it here. D minor 7, but here's D minor 9. No, a little bit different sounding. And the reason we're going to play this chord is now the next chord, this is probably the toughest one to grab. It's based on this exact same shape, but we're going to take the 2nd finger and the 3rd finger, which are both on the 5th fret, and slide them down to the 4th fret. But my index finger and my pinky don't move. So I go from 5, 3, 5, 5 to 4, 3, 4, 5. I know some of you might listen to that and say, that sounds terrible. Okay. It's kind of more of a jazz chord. And in jazz, there's a lot of dissonance, meaning dissonance is kind of discord or things that sound wrong. But what they'll do in jazz is play dissonant notes, and then the next beat, they resolve it. That's, resolution is like peace, or, oh, I feel at home. Where this chord feels like dissonance, conflict, tension. And that chord resolves. So these may be new sounds to your ears, okay? So again, I had the C major 9, up to E flat major 9, D minor 9, slide the 2 fingers down, and then back to our C major 9. And the final chord is the F over G. So to explain that quickly, if I played a regular F chord, I would play it like this. 3rd fret, 2nd, and then bar 1, 1. Right? Problem with that is, I need this 3rd fret on the 6th string. Now, if you have big hands, you maybe grab it with your thumb. To me, that's not comfortable. So what I do is take this finger, my 3rd finger, and I'm going to trade it. Put the 3rd finger on the 6th string, 3rd fret, and put my pinky on the 4th string, 3rd fret. And the trick with this is you don't want to hit the 5th string. So you have to somehow mute the 5th string with these fingers. So here I'm hitting 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, let me back up. Because the chord was on the inside 4 strings, I could not do it with a pick. And to add one more step to the mix, now we're only doing the A section right now. My next video I'll do the B section because it's a lot of information. If you already grasped all this, then what they're doing with the chords is, even though it's just you, one guitar player playing, you're implying a bass line by the bass note. The lowest pitch I play on the 5th string is going to alternate between 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, and so on, okay? Which doesn't seem too bad until you add the chords to it. So, Now to simplify it, let me back up. Let me simplify the rhythm. What I'm doing with these fingers is a syncopated beat. Syncopated means I'm playing out what are normally weak beats and emphasizing them and making them stronger beats. And while that's happening, the bass line is a regular recurring 1, 3, 1, 3. So we have a regular recurring beat against a syncopated beat. And while that may not seem to line up, that's really what makes it most interesting for the listener to hear. What you might want to do to work on this is in the beginning remove the syncopation and just play it like this. Now even that can be pretty challenging. It's kind of the idea of tapping your head and rubbing your belly at the same time. Or if you ever try to play drum sets and you're not a drummer, it's not so bad to do one hand, or the other hand hits the snare drum, pow, pow. But very often, and you try to add a foot. But when you try to add all the limbs together, a lot of people end up going boom, 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 and everything's moving at the same time. Or when you watch a great drummer, their limbs are all independent. They're all doing different parts at the same time. That's kind of what you need to do here. So to help you out, I want you to know when I first learned this, I instantly understood how it works, but I wasn't able to play it. I probably worked on it for 6 months, slowly incorporating it into my playing. And it really stepped up my finger style stuff because it was all new material for me. And while it took a long time, I saw the value in it and I kept plugging away at it, and eventually it became part of what I did. So hopefully some of this makes sense, and I wish you all the best with this. And I'll come back maybe next week or a week later down the road and try to show you the beat part, and then we can try to put the tune together. Okay? God bless you. Take care.